Watch out for Folly Brains as we draw a Brain Geyser, a Magic the Gathering card, here on My Sketchy Habit. Hello, my name is Patrick, I'm an artist, and this is My Sketchy Habit, where we draw every day, and we do not have to be ashamed. I'm so glad you're here, because sharing an art is one of the joys of life. I get a lot of joy from helping and encouraging people to just enjoy art. There's so much good there, and I'm so glad you could join me today. We, of course, have an art gallery where we embody that joy. We have a Discord called the Doodle Croodle, where we would love for you to join the Doodle Croodle and show us what you can doodle. And yeah, it's a place where we can be art positive, share our work, and encourage each other. We would love for you to be there so that we can share your art. If you want to share anything in there, we'll put it up on screen here at the end of the video. I cannot wait to share your art with our community. For now, we of course have a page of monthly inspirations, something for every single day. This month it's costume season, and yesterday our prompt was Lost, so I drew this costume, which is the smoke monster from Lost. It's a very specific pull, which may not be culturally relevant anymore, but it was what came to mind for me, and that's what I drew, and I hope you enjoy it. You know, there's nothing wrong with drawing a thing that makes you happy, because you know what? You'll find other people who it makes happy too. Anyways, join the Doodle Croodle. We would love to see what you can doodle. For now, it's time for us to get to the art. We're drawing Magic the Gathering cards that I've never heard of or seen. And today it's Brain Geyser. Brain Geyser is our image, and I cannot wait to show you. Let's get to the art. Now, a Brain Geyser really just feels like one thing to me, which is, you know, a old faithful of a geyser that shoots out brains along with its water. That seems sensible to me. I think the actual card is some kind of like, you're very smart card, and it wants you to, you know, have your brain like exploding with ideas. Instead, I just drew a bunch of brains in a geyser. And you can see here, I'm just sort of shaping in the general shape of our geyser. I don't actually do a lot of brain detail until we are at the latter stages of line art. I don't know why I made it small there for a brief window, but I did. We're just sort of trying to play around with the core shape of our geyser. See me here undoing a bunch of my lines to try to start again because I didn't love the shape of it. I left that in because I think it's important to show you that sometimes it doesn't quite work the way I want to. And so instead I drew this sort of funnel shape and just started to shape in some ideas of brains. And then I realized that, yeah, like a lot of the details on this one are going to come in the line art, so I shouldn't stress too much about the core ideas. And instead, I should just get some generic brain shapes down here so that I can come back with my line art and do the details of the brains, which, you know, is going to have a lot of grooves and things like that, which, you know, I don't want to sketch and then redraw right away. So with that, we've got the loose shape of our geyser, as well as the semblance of some brains, a little bit of the floor, and all that remains is for us to head over to game time. It's game time, and we've been playing a game called Silhouettes this week, where we take the silhouette of a famous character and we make something new out of it. Today, we're doing the character of Stewie Griffin. Can you figure it out before time's up? Let's find out. So yeah, like I said, we're doing the details here in the later stages of the drawing in the line art because it just made sense to me. So you can see here, we're going to be in Brain Town for a little bit, just drawing brains over and over again. I think even after I draw this, I end up drawing more brains in the coloring portion, just because to really get the brains I want, I needed to, you know, build things out in particular ways, including copying and pasting a bunch of brains that I made, like drawing a brain and then copying and pasting the brain and moving it around to help with some of the detail. So yeah, we're drawing brains. Brains are hard to draw. You know, they got two sides, two lobes, if I remember correctly, terminology. But besides that, there's sort of like grooves, and how those grooves work together to read as brain can be kind of tricky. So you can see I try a whole bunch of different brain ideas here, different angles, and I don't think they turned out badly. And as a sum total, it reads many a brain, but there are definitely some that are better than others. And you know, that's art. Sometimes you nail it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel great, sometimes you don't, and that's okay. It was a lot of fun to draw this, even if some of the brains are a bit wonky. But like I said, we're going to be here drawing brains for the next, 4 or 5 hours. Just you join me. No, we've sped it up here. It doesn't take nearly as long as it took me to do. It did not take 4 or 5 hours either, I should say. We drew this as part of a live stream that I do every single week. I do them on Tuesday here on the channel and over on Twitch at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time till about 2:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It's a lot of fun. It's where some of our ideas come up. We draw pictures of our Doodle Crudo members, and we have a great time. I'd love to see you there. Great way to spend your day if you're working in an office and just want somebody to listen to and check in periodically. Or if you want to give some ideas to the channel, it's a great way to do it. When we're doing things like this, we always need ideas from people to be like, what is a brain geyser? And so, yeah, if you want to be a part of that community, you certainly can. As part of the live stream community, we'd love to see you there. For now, we're just drawing in the wet part of our geyser, trying to get a sense of how that works. Geysers are tough things to draw. You can see me here trying to loosely get the sense of some water spout pouring out, and it kind of works. It's a little bit like random shape. A lot comes from the coloring for sure. But yeah, I'm trying to evoke movement and shape. It's time for the dad joke, bad joke. My dad sends me a joke every single day on WhatsApp, and I collect them all up so I can share them with you. And of course, today we've got one all about food. I don't remember why I chose food for this one. We're drawing the Brain Geyser card, but who knows? Where do cucumbers go on a date night? Where do cucumbers go on a date night? They go to the salad bar. That's right, the salad bar. Where do cucumbers go on a date night? The salad bar. That's the dad joke, bad joke. Let's get back to the art. And here we are for the coloring. I told you earlier that I did a little bit of cutting and pasting, and here you can see me drawing a very simple brain, and I start copying and pasting it so we can make a bunch of little brains that sort of fit into our core image here. You can see we're making just this cluster of brains over and over again, and then duplicating it, and we're just going to put it out the top of our chart here. And just like that, we end up with more brains. I decided our geyser would be pink to go with the brains. I'm having trouble filling my tool. I'm sorry about the flashing color. There's just some lines that are not fully filled in properly, making it harder to get my lines right. We go through now, once we have this sort of background pink, and start putting in the other brain pink. We're primarily going for this darker pink as well as a sort of desaturated to give our brains some brain variety. Color variety helps a lot in images, and so you can see me here trying to drop in all the colors we might need for our various and sundry brains. Coloring is a difficult part of art. I've found it's an area that I'm still certainly growing in. I do okay with my shadows and my light and things, but I haven't developed some very detailed and artistic forms of expression. They're very cartoony, a lot of things that I draw, and that's good. Cartoons have a place in art for sure, but I would like to continue developing. Drawing these Magic the Gathering cards, I know my cards look okay. They don't look like Magic the Gathering cards, right? They don't have the full detail and painterly, beautiful style that an artist for Magic the Gathering typically brings. And so, I see areas where I can continue to grow, and that's awesome because we all need to keep growing, and the only way to do that is to learn. You can see me here trying to draw some light and shadow lines into our geyser to give it some more fluidity by having these sort of shimmering and shadowed parts of the water. It's not absolutely perfect, but it does accomplish the goal that we're looking to today, which makes me feel pretty good. We're going to go with this end of the world dark red background, and now we're coming through and we're going to start shading manually all of these brains, because I felt like to get the shadows right, I needed to just sort of get in there and start messing around with a airbrush tool to get the detail in properly. We're going to get all these shadows in here slowly but surely. We're going to drop in some highlights, and we'll get back to you with the final reveal of our wonderful brain geyser. Can't wait to show you. And that is it for our brain geyser. Who knew that a brain geyser would be a geyser full of brains? I did. That was my idea. It's not so far from the original card art, I don't think either. I don't remember now. And I don't have the picture in front of me, so who knows? You know, because it's on screen sometime around now. Speaking of putting things on screen, let's put this into a card, add it to the rest of our Magic the Gathering cards. If you have not seen all of them, you should go back and check them out. I had a lot of fun drawing these. They're definitely not right, but they're definitely super cool on their own. We have one left for tomorrow. I cannot wait to share that with you. Speaking of sharing, we have an art gallery where I would love to share your art. All you have to do is join the Discord down below, join the Doodle Croodle, show us what you can doodle, and yeah, we cannot wait to see what you're working on. Speaking of options of things to work on, we have a page of inspirations, one for every day of the month, this month being costume season, and today's word being pop culture. Pop culture, whatever you want from pop culture, whatever that inspires in your brain, I would love to see it. Join the Doodle Croodle, an art-positive community for Udall and others. We cannot wait to see you there. For now, we've arrived at the end of the video, which means all that remains is for me to tell you the one rule of My Sketchy Habit, which is this: don't tell anyone about My Sketchy Habit. That's between you and me. All right, till next time, friends, keep being awesome. Bye!